So walking through the Bristol Inn virtually, I'm sure you noticed some key differences between the Bristol Inn, which remember was the Bristol's family home, they lived there, and your own home. Some of those differences likely ranged from not having light switches and electricity to not having faucets, so no running water. But you might have also noticed that there aren't really any closets in the Bristol Inn. And part of this is because back then people just didn't have as many clothes as we do today. And a lot of the reason that people only had those two outfits was because you were making all your clothes at home. You couldn't just go to a store and buy an outfit like you can today. So today we're going to try our hand at knitting, but we're going to be doing it a little bit different than you might think of with the two needles. Instead, we will be doing what is called tube knitting. All right, so to begin our process of tube knitting, I'm going to have you take your packet, open up that baggie, and take out your loom and your bundle of yarn, right? So once we've unraveled our tail there, we will pick up our loom again with the craft sticks pointing up towards the sky so it looks like a crown, and then you can take your tail end, kind of dangle it, and then drop it through the center of your crown, and then just pull it through. And on one of your craft sticks, you'll notice that you have a green dot. And this green dot is to help us kind of keep track of where we're at, because you're going to be working in a circle, and sometimes that can get confusing. All right, so we'll start with our green dot facing us. I'm going to have mine facing towards the camera so you can see. And then we'll take, for the first one, we're going to take the string to the left side and pull it out towards yourself. And then you're going to wrap it around the front and then behind that popsicle stick towards the center of your loom. All right, so that's step number one. The next step, we're going to turn our loom to the left. So twist it towards the left. And so you can see the next stick on your right in front of you now. All right, so keeping that string that you're working with in the center of your loom, like so. You're going to take that string to the right of the popsicle stick, around the front towards you, around that popsicle stick, and then back towards the center. Okay, and then move on. So twist to the left, and then we have front, around, and back. And then last stick here is going to the right, around the front, and then back, and we're back where we started at our green dot. So next, we are going to repeat that process again. All right, so now that we have two sets of loops on each craft stick, we have officially cast on, which is knitting speak for we've started and we're ready to go. All right, so to knit, what we'll do is we're going to take the first loop we made and just kind of give it a little pull so it's loose from that stick. And then you're going to take it and then up over top of your second loop, and then over top of the popsicle stick, and then just drop it down into the center of your loom, and you've made your first stitch. All right, so again with the second popsicle stick, little tug, up, over, and down. Completed our first round. So now we're just left with one stitch on each of our popsicle sticks, one loop, and then our middle is getting a little funky. Now those stitches in the center are probably a little loose, so you can take your tail end, give it a little tug, and that'll pull those stitches nice and tight. And so to keep the process going, we're just going to repeat. To cast off our project, what we'll do is we will end with having just one loop on each of our popsicle sticks. Cut off any extra so you just have a shorter tail. Then very carefully pull one loop off. Poke your tail through that loop. There, and pull. Then take the next loop off the popsicle stick. Poke your tail end through. Pull it tight. And repeat the process for the next two, like so. And then just pull it tight, and you have completed your tube knitting project.